Welcome back to Western Kabuki. My name is Caleb. As always, I am joined by my co-hosts. June, how are you?
Great. You know, things in the world have not been great at the moment. A lot has been going wrong. The beautiful big bill, Diddy getting out pretty much free. But this is my favorite time of every quarter of the year because even though I feel everything is going insane and I'm going insane, I'm glad we can always look at people far more insane than us. It gives me some sort of solace, you know. So I'm very happy about.
We all
today.
need someone to look down on and spit. Lola, how are you doing, buddy?
pretty much, yeah.
Mustache. Okay.
I'm great. I am so happy that the big beautiful bill passed. And I was thinking today, I was also thinking about I was thinking I want to see a big beautiful penis. And I went on Pornhub.com and I found this guy. I don't know if you've heard about him. His name is Girthmaster. He's one of the biggest they've got out there. He's fantastic. And everybody's talking about his girth, and it's very impressive, frankly.
Beautiful.
Thank you. It's beautiful.
Alex Goldman, you are joining us from far away this week.
Yeah, well, I planned a trip to Australia and just coincidentally on a search for the Girthmaster because I know he's around here somewhere. And
is Girthmaster real and Australian? That would be fun.
Yeah, I think he's from Brisbane.
I'm searching him right now.
And so I am going to find him and have him just fuck the pain away, I guess.
Hell yeah. We are joined this week by Eliot of Internet Today. You remember him from last time we did one of these with you guys. How you doing, Eliot?
I'm good. Last time I was quite the contrarian. I was sort of the devil's advocate.
I listened to that the other day just out of curiosity. I remember you did give a couple of dissenting opinions, and we respect that.
Yeah, and I don't know why I said I'm good. Today fucking sucks, actually. Like,
yeah.
This is like, in a year of just bad days, today is like a real shit sandwich. I literally have two windows on my screen right now, this chat and then the episode we're going to film later. And it's just like, I don't know. We try to keep Internet Today fun and light, but this is just not a fun episode. I wouldn't watch it, and I'm fucking making it.
I feel like sometimes we have that struggle too, where it's like, we don't want to just always be like, hey guys, this episode kind of was a downer, wasn't it? So we try not to do that very often, but it's hard to avoid sometimes, just given everything.
Yeah, I'm like grasping for anything. I'm like, oh, okay, so he's going to send like every Mexican or Hispanic person in the United States to a fucking concentration camp. But he also might send Elon Musk back to South Africa. So
okay,
who's to say whether it's good or bad? That kind of thing.
That did tickle me a little bit. That did give me a smile.
It would make me feel a little bit better about the alligator-themed concentration camp if Elon Musk got deported.
And I'm like,
not a lot, but a little.
And we for the 4th of July episode, we always do a montage of the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission's amazing videos of mannequins getting dismembered in like safety demonstrations. But even that part, I'm like, oh, also the a fucking fireworks factory in Northern California blew up and like 7 people died.
So, shit! I saw that. I didn't know people.
Yeah, it was a lot cooler when I didn't know that people died, because it's like it's the biggest explosion.
It was a pretty sick explosion.
Yeah, it's the biggest explosion I've ever seen that wasn't like part of a fucking war. But then, they ruined it by killing people.
We can't have anything. No. Jesus Christ.
All I want is one woke fireworks explosion.
At least one a year. But I also like just going back to Trump. I love that when like just in these press conferences, people will ask him anything and he just never rules anything out.
We're going to look into it.
He'll always be like, we'll look into it. Yeah, he always looks into everything.
He's a very open-minded person.
I do respect that about him, yeah.
He leaves no stone unturned before making the most predictable decisions in the world.
That's our president, folks.
Okay. We are doing the worst tweets of, this is the second quarter of this horrifying year of 2025. I've only got one honorable mention this time because I know we're doing both all in one this quarter. We hear the feedback. We know you guys don't like it when we split them up, so we're doing them all in one this time.
Yippee!
This is friend of the show, Officer Friendly. No D, like the
Friendly.
the frogs.
Like the Hello Friends frogs.
Yeah.
We got a Pepe situation.
Officer Friendly is a meme frog on the right that role plays or LARPs as some sort of police officer.
God, do you realize what kind of world we are where you just say the phrase meme frog on the right and it automatically clocks as comprehensible to the
thousands of people were like, yeah. Isn't that weird? Jesus. Okay. He makes a post of ostensibly himself touching a cat and a woman saying meow and says, new and improved officer-friendly wife application page. Oh. Hopefully the streamlined design will encourage more applications, as if he has done this in the past. Too little fanfare. The questions are like, typical, how old are you? And then it goes to your BMI, and then he wants to see your bra size, and then he says, upload a full body photo or video of yourself. Do not wear any makeup and ensure your face and body are clearly visible. Wear a modest enough clothing that I'm not tempted to masturbate to your photo, but your clothing needs to be close fitting enough that I could adequately assess your figure. Now, the reason that this is interesting to me is that
he's walking on the razor's edge there in terms of the jacking off.
Well, yeah, he is. And that's important for what I'm about to say next, because the minimum age that you can input on here is 15. And this man is, I think, 29. Ooh, that is officer friendly. You just committed a couple felonies there, bucko.
See, with that name, I was like, that code's pedophile. Like, friendly, officer friendly. That's so pedophile.
If you
coded.
cosplay as a frog, then use the word, do the little goo goo gaga baby talk shit. You probably are a pedophile. I'm sorry.
It's always astonishing to me that so often these people that do these accounts, these LARPs, tend to be near their 50s. They're not like teens. They're not like in their 20s. They're so old usually.
I believe I found out that this guy was 29. I couldn't confirm that.
But I wouldn't even more sad. They should be older.
Did he find love?
No, he actually deleted it because a bunch of people were like, why are you trying to use the internet to find 15-year-olds? And he got really mad.
Did he have any defenders? Because this has been a weird little trend.
Alan,
there's been a weird trend with like Twitter, right? Where they're like, you're all just lying to yourselves.
Teenagers.
You say you're not attracted to a 15-year-old. You're in denial. You like it. You like it. We all like it. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. It's fucking weird.
It's fucking crazy.
It has seemingly spread where a lot of these people will be like, well, in some states, the age of consent is 16. And it's like, that's not good. Yeah. It shouldn't be.
But they're also talking about like
that's horrible.
A 16-year-old and like a 17 or 18-year-old. Like
I think that was part of the bill. Also, the big beautiful bill was getting the age of consent, the uniform age of consent across
something
the United
for the
States.
libertarians.
Yeah. It's now 15.
Yeah, the whole subsection of technically it's ephebophilia.
It's what swung Thomas Massey the other way in favor of the BBB.
Okay, we've got a lot of tweets to get through, so let's go to the first bracket now that we've determined that Officer Friendly is in jail and the streets are safer for it. Who wants to read the one on the left?
I can.
Go for it.
I'll go for it. All right, so this one... there's multiple people here, so I'm just gonna I'll abbreviate their name just by like the first two words. There's some goofy names here. So the first, it looks like it's a reply to a post, probably a pro Zoran Mamdani post. This person says, "So how is Zoran Mamdani anti-Jew?" And Kent says he uses language that Jews consistently say makes them feel terrorized. He uses language intentionally chanted by people who openly desire the elimination of the Jewish state. It's not calculus, dude. And then Mr. Weed Pancakes says, "Are you Jewish?" And Kent says, "No, but I have a..." Wait. Kent says, "No, but I have directed Fiddler at a local community theater Black Box," which is mostly the same thing.
Hell yeah.
What do you mean? Fiddler on the Roof?
Fucking...
Yeah, that's close enough.
He's on
And a Tefka.
Jesus Christ. So is he saying that like that
he's allowed to say it because he's directed Fiddler on the Roof? He's basically
he gets the J pass.
There's been a lot of people recently, Brianna Woo being another one of these people. That's been
that was recent.
She's on
they're
a
like
tear.
just like a couple days ago.
Yeah,
where she's
I will say like Zionist Jews will like allow anybody to say pretty much anything as long as they're like pro-Israel.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. That's actually a recurring theme this bracket.
Great.
okay. So
I
that's
want to
on
read.
there.
I want to read the next one. I really need to read the next one.
You got it.
Go for it. This is all yours.
This is from Adam Lear, SOS. This dark woke meme being passed around by late to the party leftist infiltrators of Dime Square is concerning. Whenever I try and understand what dark woke, again, dark woke is in quotes in both of these, dark woke could possibly mean, my mind goes to trans sharia.
Hell yes.
They plan on enforcing trans sharia, period.
That's the plan,
I thought
baby.
the Dime Square
Trans
people
Sharia.
were like all TERFs. Why would they?
Yeah.
Why would they?
Yeah,
want
they are.
woke
This
shit?
is a Twitter employee, so he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, no, so Dime Square, for people
like
who don't really know,
Red
that's like
Scare.
the Red Scare adjacent, like weird reactionary right-wing artsy people. They're like trying to do like, Lolo, maybe you can give a little bit more context, but from what I
Dime
understand,
Square, basically
yeah.
Dime Square is like in Chinatown, and it started back during the lockdown, like this area down in Chinatown, where they had a bunch of outdoor dining stuff because of COVID lockdown. And then they shut down a lot of the streets, so it just became this area that was actually kind of nice because people were sitting outside and like drinking beers and hanging out. But it would basically became like a gentrifier hangout area. So it was like a very specific type of person who was like, hanging out there, like stencil patchwork tattoos, like me, and like guys that look like me. 10,000 guys that look like me.
if Lolo is bad.
Yeah, well, I am. I was down there. Well, I was down there like figuring out where all of the Chinese tenants like who have been in the town, who have like grew up in Chinatown down there, like where they were to like get them evicted. Like that was what I was doing.
They gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
so
God.
yeah, you are pretty bad.
Yeah, I was like getting them
you were
out.
helping Dime Square.
And I'm like, yes, Times Square forever.
But no, a lot of these like right-wingers kind of took over. At least like they like poised themselves as having done that. And it was like Peter Thiel funded. I don't know. There's some
it's
goofy
like
bullshit.
post-left.
Yeah.
Sure.
But now they're all into like Curtis Yarvin and shit like that.
Yeah. They love Hitler.
Anyway,
now.
I feel like trans Sharia is not something they'd be into.
Yeah, it was the
No.
right's attempt to get to young people by purchasing Red Scare, a podcast managed by two 42-year-olds.
No, it's the craziest thing. There was I watched this video about how Red Scare, they were doing this bit where it's like, people call us Peter Thiel funded, but we're not. But if he wants to, like, maybe we would be open to that. And then they 2 months later, they would be talking about Peter Thiel very often, and then they just stopped joking about it. And then that like was around when they had Curtis Yarvin on their show, which of course is like a close Peter Thiel associate.
And a huge
and
dork.
then that's the craziest fucking dude. I don't understand. The more I learn about him.
Did you guys read the New Yorker?
Oh yeah.
The New Yorker profile.
Loser.
The funniest part of that whole thing was that he had a documentary crew following him around, and they were like, "We can't use any of this because he keeps repeating the same soliloquy over and over again, and then every time he's saying stuff that's too racist."
He was like a child. He was so excited.
He went all the way to like middle of nowhere France to like meet his idol, the guy who invented the concept of like white genocide, and bored that guy to death. The dude like he was just asking like a little kid meeting his favorite like athlete, just like, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? And this old French guy just like, I don't know. And like, just clearly, very visibly not into it. It was, it's a great article.
I think we have to deploy Curtis Yarvin to all of these different people, these racist people. Just deploy him, talk to these people, and they'll be like, wait, this guy sucks, and now I hate all of this. I don't want to be associated with this guy. That might solve the world.
I think that's a great idea.
I also just want to clarify that, like, I absolutely do want trans sharia to exist, and I am implementing that.
Thank God.
I'm not even sure what it would be, but I'm intrigued by the pairing of the two words. So let's give it a shot.
Just from my, I'm trans. So from my limited knowledge of what this could be, is it sounds like we would force femme or force masculinize the entire population. We'll just enforce this by religious law.
I was gonna say, it has something to do with like force femming and probably Smash Bros, maybe plushies, based on my experience with this community.
Smash Bro.
Lots of clicker training.
Yeah.
Listen,
for all.
June, we're following your lead. I trust you implicitly. Go for it.
No, I'm. I didn't want to reveal it here, but I am on the board for this in the future for Project 2029. The board, the trans board,
Project 2029.
Yeah. No, I'm involved with this. More will come. I promise.
Okay, so Fiddler on the Roof or trans sharia?
Oh, I'm going to have to go Fiddler on the Roof with this one.
Fiddler on the Roof is just crazier. It's a crazier thing to say. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to agree because the dime square one, it's a non sequitur. It's just a typical Republican getting mad at something that literally doesn't exist.
Yeah.
The Fiddler on the Roof one, that is someone who fully perceives themselves as an ally. And it's fucking weird. And
They love to claim Jewishness by association.
Some people say, you got to inherit Judaism from your mother. Some people say you gotta do the whole shul thing and whatnot. Some say you got to make a pilgrimage to Israel. But actually, your local community theater is really all you need.
All you need is about 13 people with a winning attitude in a local community theater. Okay, let's see. Next up, we have got two Titans. I'll read the first one. And okay. What I love about this one specifically is that it's an advertisement.
Someone paid for this to be seen.
Someone. Don't say someone. The person's name is Anal Thunder 01.
Anal Thunder paid for
Anal
us
Thunder
to see
01.
Was Anal Thunder already taken?
Obviously.
There's a couple of out there.
Probably.
They're with Girthmaster.
This guy says, my neighbor got so mad at me for working out in my own backyard while listening to Hitler AI translated speeches that he threatened me. This is our confrontation. And then it's a video of his neighbor telling him to turn down his Hitler AI translated speeches on his Ring door cam.
Like,
I fucking hate when this happens.
Neighbors love getting in everyone's business these days. You can't do anything.
I love describing a situation that otherwise would be sort of a he said, she said thing, up to interpretation, and adding a single detail that makes it very clear that one person is absolutely in the right and the other person is totally in the wrong.
My question here is too, it's like, why, like, what do you mean Hitler AI translated speeches? Like, I'm sure there's been translations at this point. Why you got to have AI do this shit? Like, you're putting out translators out of work here.
He wants to hear it in the TikTok voice.
All the tone.
Yeah, like, no, it's so that the AI could hallucinate, like, telling him that he's doing a really good job working out. Like, do the Hitler speech, but also Hitler knows that I'm working out and thinks that I'm doing a really good job.
How much do you think he paid for this to be seen on Twitter?
Like, it could have been too much because he only got 19 likes on it.
But it's really expensive. And before Elon Musk bought Twitter, I entertained the idea of buying ads to just troll my friends and have them super hyper targeted. So it would just be like, hey, asshole, have a poll, who thinks so-and-so is a dickhead, and then promote it. But it's like $500 for the base, like to start.
My.
Or it was back then. Maybe it's gone down because they're really desperate, but...
I don't know what it is, but for some of the ads I've seen, they're probably like $10 these days because I've seen some fucking stupid shit in ads.
Well, this won't be the last ad that we see in this bracket, so I'm kind of inclined to agree with June.
I love that throughout this series, the bad posts, the bad tweets, we've seen an evolution of how people post and what type of people will post these insane tweets. Ads, I don't think we had ads last year around this time. Just last year, Twitter has changed so much.
Yeah, this is my only window into Twitter at this point. I got off it in like November. I was just like, all right, people are actually using Blue Sky now. I realized like it gradually dawned on me that like scrolling the Elon version of Twitter was like bad for my health mentally and physically. It was just like a bad time. It was making me angry. It was like the first thing I look at in the morning. I'd just start off every day on the wrong foot. So happy to be away, but I'm glad I can participate in this bracket to see the only posts I really want to see, which are the worst.
Yeah, it's a reminder of what you left behind, and I'm sure you're happy about that you're gone.
Yeah, it's like you quit drugs, and then like 6 months later, you see a fucking crackhead on the corner, and you have the clarity to be like, damn. I was almost stay sober. Yeah, I'm not gonna do drugs again.
Don't do drugs. Don't do Twitter. All right, who wants to do the next one?
I can do it.
Oh God! Yeah, okay. you have to do this one.
This is an Instagram post by a person named AC Keeble, and it is this person wearing a shirt.
The greatest shirt ever made, some say.
The greatest shirt ever made. Strangely in Ukraine flag colors, but
I noticed that too. Yeah.
Not Ukraine related. It is a shirt that says, "I am autistic, but I am not a Jew. I am a neurodivergent Zionist and a proud friend of Jews."
What? I don't understand why that clarification had to be stated at all. What are the relation? Is there a stereotype? Like, there's a stereotype that all trans people or most trans people are autistic. There's that association, but I've never heard that association with Zionists or Jews. I don't think that's a stereotype.
Not only that, but like the syntax of the shirt is terrible. It's so hard.
It reads
to parse.
like medical instructions, like if you had a bracelet and like somebody found you passed out, you know what I mean? Like what to do.
Yeah, neurotypical would say that. I want to see this person on the next season of Love on the Spectrum.
There's more. Oh my God, there's more.
They got some good ones, but it continues.
Well, there's more shirts. He says in the caption, it says 3 magnificent designs that show neurodiversity interwoven with Judaism. 1 Jewish, 1 for Jewish people and their allies, and 1 for non-Jews.
Oh, I love how inclusive this is. That's beautiful. Aw, that's really sweet. That's an insane shirt. I kind of wish. If I saw this walking around, I would high five this guy. Of course, I'm not a Zionist. Of course, this is an insane fucking shirt, but just like it's bold. It's bold.
I think it's important to have a shirt that clarifies that you're not a Jew. I do think that ultimately this podcast is going to be what gets me canceled.
Okay, so who wins, Anal Thunder or the guy who wants everybody to know not a Jew, but you guys are all right?
This is tough, man.
They're both great.
I have to say that like the kind of perfect alchemy of online insanity to have AI Hitler speeches and then to have a Ring doorbell that your neighbor comes and yells at you at, and then to make an ad on Twitter about it kind of edges out the crazy poorly syntaxed "I'm a Jew" shirt. I'm not a Jew shirt.
One thing I like about that post too is the guy that's outside the Ring camera looks like he would be a listener of Joe Rogan. He's like, he like looking at this. I thought that's this the thing. Was
he's like
the
an
guy.
Old school racist. He doesn't like these new nerd AI racists. He's like, shut the fuck up.
He's got a beer in his hand. It looks like he's got a cigarette too.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to beat my wife over here.
He was just trying to have a good time. He was trying to have a good day. And then Hitler AI across the way started playing and it pissed him off. So I kind of respect that guy too. Like he's sick. I do have to go with Anal Thunder.
I'm going to be honest. Like I just need to say, and again, truly, like, no disrespect towards our mentally ill homies that listen to our show, but I'm just gonna be honest. Like, looking at both of these is like making me more mentally ill. Like, I am losing touch with reality by looking at both of these posts, because I really am just like, how is this even possible that both?
Damn,
of these
dude, it only took
real?
us like 4 months to break you.
It's just really, I don't have the foundation right now to be looking at this. But yeah, I guess I'll go with the Hitler AI speech.
Sounds
Just
good.
astounding.
Eliot?
Yeah, it's got to be the Hitler. It's just
Unanimous.
a little more deranged. The other one, it's just like very socially inept and to the point of offensiveness. But the Hitler AI one is just so extra. It's so deplorable to use an overused word. It's the fact that you would not only do that but share it on the internet, and then presumably share it on the internet, get no fucking engagement, and then pay to have more people see your dog shit post.
Every piece of it is just so good.
There was this guy who kept posting anti-Zoran Mamdani at paid advertisements on Twitter, whose username was Scooch, which I thought was so funny. And I kept getting his ads for some reason, and I would just ignore them. And then when he won, I just searched him up and like responded to one of his tweets, LOL Scooch. And it felt really satisfying.
Scooch. Anal Thunder.
Congrats, Anal Thunder.
Okay, AI Hitler clears.
Is there a doc with all these posts on it?
Oh, yeah. Go into the chat.
Do you see it in the chat?
Sorry, man. Yeah, it's
where the fuck is the chat? Okay. This is gonna add so much context to everything I've already been discussing. Oh, that shirt is insane.
Yeah.
Add some context.
No, it's crazy.
Does that change the metric for you at all?
We can revisit the vote. We can revote.
No, I mean, I'm still gonna go with Anal Thunder. It's just all around. It checks more boxes, but like that shirt. First of all, it's like leftist memes be like, just like, well, I ain't reading all that shit, man. That's too. Can you maybe edit that down? But
I think it should be 2 times longer, actually.
Is that, and that's a video originally?
Yeah, it's a reel.
It's a reel, but the reel is just, if I could remember correctly, it's just that person sort of standing there and music playing in the background. It's not like they're doing anything.
Letting the shirt do the talking.
Well, you need
It's
a second.
all there.
Let's be honest. To get the whole shirt.
You're asking me a lot of questions that have already been answered by my shirt.
I'm curious if this person is Jewish and if they're an ally to the Zionists. Oh, wait, never mind.
It says right on there. Thankfully, the shirt has it all.
Okay, I'd like to read this one because it seems like I haven't even finished it, but it seems like it's going wonderful places. This is a series of tweets by someone named Sav Shaws, and it says, I think these AI porn accounts are a huge problem. Men literally cannot tell that these incredibly unrealistic women are AI. They genuinely think women look like that. We're all so fucked. And then she follows it up with a tweet that says, almost 500K followers on a painfully obvious AI account that probably makes $1 million a month off of scamming dudes with their fake porn. And it is
Hey, please don't read my username. Okay, please don't read my username.
It's an account called Healthy Beauty, which is really funny. And it's just an obviously AI generated woman with comically large breasts and like anime unrealistic boobs. And then a person named Duckbeak1210 says, she is not AI. The fuck you talking about? Sav responds, are you joking? And then Mark, a.k.a. Duckbeak, says, I'm dead ass because I have talked to this girl before.
No!
Does she use filters? Absolutely. But that doesn't make her AI, and it's kind of rude of you to suggest otherwise. Sav says, dude, she's literally AI. They make AI videos of her. Ha ha ha, you've been finessed.
Oh.
And then Mark says, fine, since you won't believe me, let's ask Grock. Weird gendering Grock. He would know better than anyone. Hey, Grock, is at Tony So Crazy an AI account? Grock says, "Hey, Duckbeak. Based on my analysis, Tony So Crazy is likely an AI-generated account. Multiple sources, including YouTube videos, identify Antonia Jackson as an AI model, and the account's flawless images and large following align with AI influencer trends." And goes on. While some believe, and then it says show more, and I'm all set on that. I think that I know everything I need to know.
Yeah, he got cooked. I clipped the rest, but he got cooked.
My God. There's so much going on here. The fact that AI like characters are being made and fooling people. I don't know if you guys had seen, there's this AI, very clearly AI band that was fooling some people for a little bit called Velvet Sundown or Sunset or something like that. Where people are like, all of this fucking music, they have a lot of listeners on Spotify, is just AI. And you look at their posts, it's got the classic like M dashes everywhere. These people don't exist. You can't find
dead
them.
internet theory because all the bots, all the listens are botted. The music is AI. It's like it's this weird ecosystem where like no humans are involved, and it kind of makes me like panic a little bit. Takes my fight or flight.
It's horrifying.
But these AI e-girl accounts or whatever are a real thing. I'll send you guys a screenshot. I made a brand new Instagram account, and I think it's just for research for the show or something. I can't remember why I made it a couple months ago. And like the first thing that you see if you go to the Explore tab, it's just all of these like ass shaking giant, and it's all AI, and they have like baby filters on their faces. It's fucking disgusting and weird. God. And it's like all of Meta's platform is just this shit now.
They're pushing it.
So Sav was onto something. Like this is a real fucking problem.
Yeah,
I'm really trying to find this account. Oh, here it is. There's a music writer who writes for Stereo Gum called Danielle Chalosky. And she wrote an article about Velvet Sundown.
Yeah.
And got a comment from someone in their camp. I assume whoever is, generating their fucking garbage. And Velvet Sundown responded, "Thanks for sharing our side of the story, Danielle Chalosky," and then posted a link to the to her article. And Danielle Chalosky quote tweeted it with, "I actually hate you."
Because it's probably whoever runs that account, it might even just be AI, probably, of course, didn't read the article. They don't fucking know. They didn't read this shit. This is no.
Oh my God, the pictures of this band
they're so
fucking fake.
Yeah, they're so clearly. And like you can't find these people. There's no trace. Like everyone, if you're online in any capacity, you there's a trace of you somewhere at this point. These people straight up just don't exist in that band, in that fake band.
Velvet Sundown, all the pictures look like those badly photoshopped together Marvel posters where like the people were obviously not in the same room when the picture was taken.
Yeah. It's terrifying that so many people are being fooled. Like this Mark person that apparently talked to this fake AI e-girl. This is like a real problem that's terrifying. Like it's funny to laugh at, especially that he called in Grock. Like that's another of one of my favorite parts about this post is it has every like hallmark of just sort of a dumb guy that he has to call in like, "Hey, Grock, is this real?" And of course, no, of course it's fucking not. I love that Grock is woke too. Like Grock has been sort of beating these people's asses recently.
Yeah, but not for long because Elon Musk promised to fix it.
Yeah.
Well, he did, but he dialed the racism dial and like broke off when he was turning it. And it was just like full racism. And then we had like the best day on Twitter in the last year.
Yeah. When it was like, hey, it was responding to like, "Hey, is this dog real? Is this AI generated dog?" And then Grock would be like, "So on white genocide, it has been a very contentious issue." It's just every single reply.
It was more subtle than that, though, because Grock would actually like kind of very slightly address the questions posed to it. But like immediately, it was like a kid with like ADHD where there's just a impulsive thought that they can't get away from. So there's like a brief acknowledgement of the question, but like, can we steer this conversation back to what I'm talking about, which is white genocide in South Africa?
No, AI, like, it's terrifying. Did you guys see that study that was done? Some university ran this study with all of the different big AI models, and they gave this AI the same scenario where it basically had to run this vending machine business, and it basically just had to make sure that it eventually turned a profit. It was just like a scenario. And there was one of the AIs, I cannot remember which one, might have been Anthropic's, where eventually it got to a point where they started going bankrupt and they got so like the AI itself got so terrified that it was calling in like nuclear strikes. It was like nuclear warning. Everything is going nuclear. Big strike incoming. Like it was like terrified. It thought the world was ending. It's like these AI are fucking crazy. Fascinating study. I'll link it in the show notes if you want to check it out. It's genuinely insane. It's not great. It's not good.
Okay. Who wants to read the next tweet by a friend of the show, Catturd?
Can I, please?
Honestly, it's just so nice to see him right now. You know, it's like, oh my God, thank God, somebody I know at this party.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
It's, you know, it calls back to a simpler time when there were always crazy guys online. But it was simpler. It was simpler, you know. It reminds me of
buffoonish racism.
Yeah. Has he ever won any of the brackets? He's been in probably most of them over the years.
No, he's not won a single one. He and Jordan Peterson are both repeat second placers.
I feel like Jordan Peterson. The sun has set on Jordan Peterson's relevance. I don't know if he's going to make it.
Yeah, a lot of right-wingers have really turned on him recently. I don't know if you guys have seen that. So many people are just like, there's been a lot of people on the right that have seen him like talk a lot recently, and they're like, oh, has this guy always been this stupid?
Yes! What are you talking about? Oh my God. Yeah, he's always been this stupid. I mean, I don't understand, because it's always been baffling. It's like, this guy sucks at talking. He like starts crying randomly. He just gives off extremely like unstable vibes. And people are like, oh, this guy, can you be my father? And it's always baffled me, but it's almost more baffling to just suddenly snap out of it this far in and be like, hey, wait a second. Hold on. This guy fucking sucks.
It's crazy because they're still like right wingers. They're not like, they didn't have like a come to God moment. They just specifically realized he was particularly crazy, which is wild that he is just like that insularly insane, even for some of these people that like his shininess, his allure has withered in these people's eyes. It's astonishing.
Get back on the benzos.
He's not talking enough about rats anymore. Those were his
back
heydays.
to Russia, get another lobotomy, and that'll put him in tip-top shape.
During the 2022 election, I was going to vote when I used to live in Wisconsin, and you know, there's always poll watchers, people like typically older people in their like 50s, maybe 60s, 70s, up to 80s sometimes, where they'll just be there, they'll check you in, they'll, you know, do what they got to do. In the 2022 election, I went up to the booth and there was a guy there, an older man with a Jordan Peterson book. And I was just staring it down. I really wanted to ask him, like, what the fuck are you doing? You're like 80. Why are you reading about like 7 rules of life? Is your room not clean yet? Have you not done that in the last 60 years? What are you up to, man? I just didn't understand what was happening.
Maybe it was. Are you sure it wasn't Maps of Meaning, his first book, which doesn't get enough play because it's just the ramblings of like you ever find like shit like written on a like crosswalk, like just, you know, the scribblings of someone who's like had a psychotic break. That's every excerpt from Maps of Meaning gives off that vibe, and he's got like charts in there that are just. It's like some QAnon looking shit, but he was like decades ahead of everything.
It might have been that one. I don't know enough about that one. Is that where he talks about the like shadow dragons, the dragons of your mind, and all of that sort of
a lot of dragons.
Stuff? Yeah,
a whole lot of dragons.
No, maybe I need to read that. Maybe I'll illegally download the audiobook after this and give it a whirl. I might.
You gotta hear it. Don't forget to read the part where he talks about how he wanted to kill a child, and the only reason that he didn't is because he was able to reason his way out of it.
I think that book also contains a part about like having a dream about like his naked grandma and like fixating on her pubic hair or something. Like it's insane.
This man is diseased. So I don't know what is going on there. What the fuck? It's just, I don't know. Crazy to me that people saw value in anything he said. But let's get to Catturd, another similarly insane person. So Catturd says, so there's two different There's two different tweets here. I'm going to read the earlier one first. So this one is from May 26th, 2025. He says, "I want to go to Mars." That's just the tweet. That's it. You know, why not? Sure. Let's get him to Mars. But in July 1st, a month and a half later, July 1st, 2025, he says, "Do I have to be the one who says it? There's not one person in the middle class who cares about going to Mars." What do you mean? This guy just says shit. I swear. What is wrong with him?
In 34 days.
Well, it all has to do with he's taken Trump's side in the Elon dispute. So his willingness or desire to go to Mars is completely contingent upon whether or not Elon is being nice to his father, Donald Trump.
Yeah, May 26th was like 10 days before the national divorce between Elon and Trump. And then July 1st was like when when Elon started going at Trump again and promised that he was going to make his America party, which I say go for it. I say, Elon Musk, do your America party. You should spend
a lot of money doing that.
Yeah, spend a lot of money.
And time.
Get all your people. Try siphon off.
Catturd and Elon's friendship was always tenuous, though, going back to the beginning. So this is no surprise.
It's always been complicated.
My favorite era was like the very early Elon Twitter era, where he was basically because he's a masochist, he assigned himself the role of like tech support for every right-wing freak who was like pissed off about like getting shadow banned or whatever. And him and Catturd really like went at it there for a while, and then like he would fix things, and Catturd would still complain, and
he's always shadow banned.
It was never enough for Catturd.
he demands so much.
Okay, so which one are we gonna go with on this?
I gotta say, the Sav post about the AI e-girl is just perfect. It has so many elements of my favorite parts of just the internet these days. Dead internet theory, people being so fucking stupid and needing to ask Grock for everything. It's just perfect. It encapsulates 2025, I think, very perfectly.
Yeah, it checks more boxes than the other one. As much as I love Catturd and I want to see Catturd take home the gold one of these days.
This just wasn't his bracket.
Not his season.
I'm gonna go down with the ship with Catturd.
You're a loyalist.
I don't think that this is funny at all. What's happening?
No, I gotta say, Catturd has really fallen off ever since Trump got in office again. He used to be much more of a heater. When he was
dog that caught the car situation for a lot of these guys, I think.
100%. They don't really know what to do with anything anymore. I mean, very illustrative of these two posts he had here. They just change on a dime. There's not really any sense to anything. Trump says something, they'll go with it. It's just like, all right, man. Think for yourself, Catturd. Something we all want of you.
If he thinks for himself, he's gonna be reminded of all of his dogs that he ran over. This shit distracts. It pushes away the negative thoughts.
No, it's been a while. There might be another victim soon. We'll see.
Okay. So AI e-girls clear. Let's go to the next one. I'll start this one off.
Yes, Caleb. Okay, just before we start, I saw this Truth Seeker guy recently, and I forgot to send this guy to you, but clearly he's on your radar.
He's in my Pokédex.
Truth Seeker is sick.
God.
Yeah,
this guy is like a rival of Mavericks. Did you see him and Maverick? Our good old friend Maverick. They had a beef.
They're beefing. So Truth Seeker actually. Oh my god, I can't believe I know this information. I'm never gonna have sex again. Truth Seeker and Maverick have actually been beefing for some time because Truth Seeker will take word for word a post that Maverick makes and then just repost it. And Maverick called him out recently. So there's like schizo civil war going on right now. If you guys didn't know this. And if you don't know who Maverick is, sit down. Let's talk about it. Maverick is one of the OG transvestigator type people who everything is a conspiracy, believes in the mud flood. Every man is a woman. Every woman is a man. All the way for years he's been doing this. And it turns out he's actually part of the Qatari royal family. We've learned that about 7 or 8 months ago.
For real?
Yeah,
Yes.
he self-doxed himself on accident. He self-doxed. And everyone was like, wait a second, you're royalty. And he's like,
I need you guys to understand. I've been trying to find out who this guy is for years because like he would post like all these pictures of like his insane fancy cars. and like the private jets and stuff. Like he's stealing these. Like nobody like that has money believes in this or cares about this shit, right? So me and Becca, who's been on the live stream, is one of the moderators in Discord and stuff. Old friend of mine, we would like kind of crowdsource like our intel, and like we would literally do like OSINT photo investigations on like where he was at. It's like he really is like I can't find these pictures anywhere else on the internet, and he's clearly in all these places. And then like Becca and I had come to the conclusion that either Maverick really is who he says he is, or implies to be this really wealthy person, or this is just a really, really, really good ruse. And then he self-docs and was like, yeah, this is me. I'm actually, I don't remember his name, something Ben Solon or something, but he self-docs and there's a Wikipedia article on the guy and everything. And it's fucking him, dude. That night I fucking lost my mind. I completely lost my shit. Like I've been cyber stalking this guy for like 18 months. And it turns out
he's royalty. He's fucking royalty.
Anyway,
while he's still transvestigating, he's really taken a hard pivot into like Nephilim and giants. He's doing a lot of giant posting. He'll post a rock formation that looks kind of like a foot, and he'll be like, "Tell me the giants don't exist."
Yeah. I love that too, because like he was like one of the OG transvestigators, and then the market got too saturated. You know what I mean? And there's
he's
like
a
investigator.
There are just like. I mean, transvestigation has gotten. So we've covered this for years. We did our first transvestigation episode with Ivy like 2 years ago. But like now, like when Zoran's wife got pictures posted of her, like just the average Zionist was like, "That's a man." Like that's just what the state of affairs is.
Yeah,
but like 2 or 3 years ago, he was like the Beatles of transvestigation. So anyway.
He was a true believer before anyone else was in that game yet.
Yeah, it's like what's that quote? I want to live in a world where I am hanged for being a reactionary or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You want to build a world where that happens. Anyway, that's like kind of what happened to Maverick, where like he built the infrastructure for all these insane people, and now they're like turning on him and stealing from him. And Truth Seeker is one of these fake friends, but is also in the pervert Pokédex.
So Maverick's kind of like he's the Velvet Underground.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Every band was at that show. Yes.
Yeah. Not a lot of people saw his transvestigations, but every transvestigator that came afterwards was directly inspired.
Yes.
That really genuinely, like, that sounds insane, but you're actually you're correct.
100% spot on with that. And he just happens to be like royalty. Anyway.
Well, that's such a sad, like, God, like, money makes you crazy, but like, especially if you're like born in that kind of wealth, because that's like, that just sounds like the saddest, bleakest existence.
Yeah.
Like, you have everything your heart desires and you just spend all fucking day on Twitter being insane.
All of these people, like Bill Ackman is another perfect example of this, where something will piss him off and then he'll go into a 1,200 word screed about whatever he's pissed off about. These people are like all just insane with their money.
For him to waste all his money on Eric Adams.
That's going to be awesome.
So funny. Yeah. But all of these people, yeah, you're totally right. They're driven insane by their money and just being online. As opposed to us, where we're driven insane, but have not nearly.
I don't have any money. So, okay. The Truth Seeker posts a photo that I'm going to describe in a second. It says, "I'm hoping this is just a coincidence." Now, this is a photo from Trump's military parade day, his birthday special boy fascist parade or whatever. And it's just a stage that has like a curve. It's hard to explain. You'll have to look at the...
the stage has two separate sort of stands, which people are sitting in. Behind them are American flags. And then on the roof, and it's underneath sort of like a canopy, which has a blue and red lines that are sort of like blue and red lights that are lines
at like a 45-degree angle.
Yes.
So all this to say that it vaguely, I mean, I would never have picked this up. No normal person would ever pick this up. But you could argue that it vaguely looks like the shape of like a goat head. So
it looks like Baphomet a little bit.
Yeah, Baphomet. Yeah. He puts in the Baphomets in there and says, "I hope this is just a coincidence."
You have to really be looking for that.
You have to be on such a different level. Like that's what these guys are. These guys are like the fucking 95 bulls of conspiracies in that perfect Pokédex, dude. I love all of them so much. It's such a treat to go in there and just see what they're doing.
It's like this guy's seeing Baphomet everywhere.
Are you guys vaxxed?
I am vaxxed. Why do you ask?
Yeah, well, because I just think that it might be impacting your ability to see things like this.
So if I wasn't vaxxed, I would see Baphomet everywhere.
Unfortunately, yeah, part of the vaccine was to get rid of the increasing visions of Baphomet and also other demonic entities.
It's like a Bloodborne. If you have low insight, you can't see the world as it truly is. No, I love this shit so much.
Okay, assuming I'm like, if it's not a coincidence, then what would that fucking mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, what's
like,
Donald Trump signaling here?
Yeah, like, oh, the devil was at Trump's birthday parade. Like, okay. So what do I do with
Eliot,
that?
you have to understand that these are people who think that Donald Trump is something called an EGI or elite gender invert, in that Donald Trump was born a woman.
What? Oh, I forget about that.
Wait,
these people
what?
genuinely think that.
They
Yeah.
think that Donald Trump was born. They don't trust Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
So
is
to be clear, these guys think that every single person of note is
they all
trans.
have to go through a satanic ceremony where they change their genders, and it's very funny when they do like the Transvestigation green line posts of like, doesn't Donald Trump look feminine here? You know what I mean?
Okay, so that changes things. That changes. It's like I see Truth Seeker and the lion and the American flag in the name, and I figure like MAGA guy. But
no,
it's a very lonely existence seeking the truth, because you realize that, even
I feel like Donald Trump is like the tooth
secretly
fairy in this circle, where like they want to believe him and it's comforting to the younger portion of the milieu, but you eventually grow out of it and realize Donald Trump is just another elite gender invert.
And my favorite part about this is my favorite thing that right wingers, especially the crazier ones, do, where they'll see like the color red somewhere. There'll be the stage, the very iconic one in the Biden years, where Biden got on some stage somewhere and gave this speech about fascism in America. This had to have been in 2022 or something, where the stage behind him, the lighting was red, and so many right wingers were like, this is intentional. He is channeling the devil. The color red here, the use of color red is Satan himself.
Yeah,
Joe
they
Biden
do that for
Satan.
every Super Bowl too, where they're
They
like,
do.
look at him.
The color red terrifies these people, and it's so fun.
Do you remember when Travis Scott killed all those people, and like there was a similar discussion?
Oh, that was so sick. That was so sick. No, it was awesome. It was just like bad planning and crowd crush. And then teenagers went on TikTok and they're like, this was actually a devil ritual. And Travis Scott was giving these souls to the devil. The thing is, people love devil shit though. Can I just say that? Like, I know people that are very smart, educated people who have said crazy shit to me about the devil, like in private, where they're like, actually, like, I know somebody who, I shouldn't even say this. You
can just say what they think.
This person that I know told me this story with complete sincerity, that like a person that they were dating grew up with like Travis Scott and saw him at the club, and he was like, looked at him and he's like, he's different. He's not the same as when we were kids. Like, and he told me that it's not what it seems like, what it is. And I think it's the devil. And I was just like, come on, man.
I love that people genuinely, like, I think I've said this before, but I grew up religious, not super religious. So I was never, I never like truly bought into it the way that hyper religious people buy into like the entire fanfare of it. So it always stuns me that people in their like 30s genuinely think like the devil is out to get them and like ruining their life. It's like, I mean, like, look, maybe that's Reddit atheist of me, but I don't think that's true that the devil is doing this specifically.
Yeah, I kind of wish I believed in that. Life would be so fucking exciting if like the literal Satan was like around every corner, and you were like, every day was a war between heaven and hell.
That is actually
dude.
sick. That is so sick as hell.
That would be so cool.
You're just like a dog
Yeah.
that barks when he hears a door close across the street. You know what I mean? That's basically
I know
what your
someone
life
who
is like.
saw, what was it, the Pope's Exorcist, or one of those recent. There's like an Exorcist movie every year, but I know someone who saw that and was like, I got to start going to church. And then she did. She started going to church because she saw a horror movie about the devil possessing someone.
Yeah.
People,
We need to do a whole episode on the devil, I think. We should do a whole... Okay, guys, wait,
we're
hold
gonna
on.
learn about the
Listen,
devil.
wait, everybody, if you guys want an episode about the devil, you got to make some noise about that, because I do want to do a devil episode. We'll do a whole devil episode.
I would love
That
to.
sounds great.
My favorite type of guys are people that genuinely like talk about the devil like he's a guy that's out there. I would love to. Jesus Christ.
He is.
He is. He's in this call right now.
You know how many Netflix shows there are about the devil?
Quite a few.
You think that's a coincidence?
There are like a million fucking dudes out on Twitter who are constantly being like, listen, I know this may sound crazy, but fucking Cap'n Crunch, legitimately satanic. I can't explain it. It just is.
I rock with those people.
I also want to let you know that as part of the Lolo pickup technique, one of the techniques is to pretend that you are the devil.
How does that work? I thought people were terrified.
No, they think it's sexy.
Some people like it.
Some people like it. They think it's sexy.
What was that fucking TV show where the guy, he was like this British guy that was like in human form. He looked like a human, but he was the devil.
It's called Lucifer.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, it was just Lucifer. People love
and
that
he
show.
Plays
he's so sexy.
He's so gay. He's so gay in that show.
And people are like, this guy's sexy.
Every
as
episode
fuck.
he's playing show tunes. And they're like, he's so hot. I love these show tunes.
Well, apparently that's a good tip.
Anyway, sorry for getting derailed on the devil stuff. We'll come back to that.
Yeah. And we got one here. Who wants to read this one?
Ivan. Wait, me?
This is Grindr, right? This is Grindr?
Yeah, this is Grindr. Please.
It's a post on Twitter of the conversation they had on Grindr.
I've never seen this before. I don't know what
what the hell is
Grindr apparently
with an R?
Listen, I don't know anything about it, but apparently it's an app where homosexuals meet up to do some kind of gay stuff. But
what? Fuck.
Ivan, who's had a strong, sexy male. Hi, are you a top? Hey, no, sorry, is the response. Never ever apologize for being yourself. That's how the straights kept us down for 100 years.
That's like just
so
real.
Beautiful.
That's actually so real as fuck. Shit. No, I kind of love this one. There's nothing bad about this guy. There's nothing bad.
Yeah, there's nothing bad about it. It was just like too whimsical not to include.
I love it. No,
and it was right
a little bit cringe, but it's sincere and it's kind of beautiful and yeah, I mean, I think it's the thing that you've been trying to drill into like women's heads for the last few years. Like, you apologize way too much.
Yeah.
Stop doing that.
Yeah.
And apparently it seems to be a problem within the homosexual community on Grindr, where I presume the devil is lurking behind every corner.
Grindr.
No, this is what a beautiful way to round out Pride Month. Honestly, the devil and Grindr.
Yeah, it's gonna be the devil.
It's
for me.
the devil for me.
It's gotta be the devil. It's gotta be the devil.
It's got to be the fucking devil. Come on now. How can you beat this one? Truth Seeker is just, this is fire. Honestly.
Okay, now we are going into the semifinals.
Beautiful.
So we've got. Let's recap here. First up, we've got the Fiddler on the Roof tweet. Kent says. He's not Jewish, but his voice on Jewish issues matters because he has directed Fiddler on the Roof versus the AI Hitler guy who says, my neighbor got so mad at me for working out in my own backyard while listening to Hitler AI translated speeches that he threatened me. And it's an advertisement.
Oh, my fucking God.
I feel like Anal Thunder wants attention.
Yeah.
Whereas Kent Straith, he is he's not seeking attention. He simply is. He simply is living honestly,
authentically
as a Jewish man.
Yeah.
That's a great point, honestly. I feel like you have to respect people less when they try to seek it out, like Anal Thunder does.
Yeah, I mean, he fucking paid for a whole ad.
I think it's,
which is funny, but you're right.
Yeah, Fiddler, this came up organically in a conversation. That makes it more special, I think.
It's also, the way I look at this is how the world is, which is a guy listening to Hitler AI speeches in his backyard working out.
Yeah.
Versus how the world should be, which is a guy directing Fiddler on the Roof and then considering himself Jewish.
Shit, I think I do have to go with Fiddler on the Roof for this one, honestly. Like, I love Anal Thunder. Who doesn't love a little bit of Anal Thunder here and there? But this one, there's a genuine energy here that I think is beautiful.
Slightly tangential, but I just remembered this interesting fact. So the movie version of Fiddler on the Roof was directed by a guy named Norman Jewison, which is like, damn, they found the most Jewish director. But no, Norman Jewison, not Jewish.
What?
So
come on.
Yeah, maybe they gave him the job thinking like, yeah, we found the most Jewish director in town. And he pulled a fast one on them. But that always like blew my mind. Because like when I watched it, the name pops up on screen and I was like, oh, holy shit.
With a name like that, you would do that.
And then you look it up and it's, nope, that's a Gentile.
I kind of feel ripped off a little bit, you know?
Fuck.
Okay. Next up, we've got the AI e-girl problem on Instagram, where the guy Mark got finessed by a bot, or we've got the Baphomet truth seeker.
Oh God, that's actually tough.
That's really hard. That is hard.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think it's recency bias, but like I got to go with the devil.
I think I'm going with the AI e-girl.
Why are you going with AI e-girl over the devil here?
It feels very zeitgeisty for me, the way that people no longer have any idea what reality is.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, AI is the real devil.
It absolutely is. Have you seen some of these like fake religions people are trying to make with AI?
It's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I hate
it is devilish and I don't know. Oh fuck, Alex, that's a good point. But I am leaning so heavily towards Truth Seeker with the Baphomet. There's just everything here is perfect. Fuck.
What does it for me with the Baphomet, the chef's kiss is like, instead of using two photos, a unaltered photo and then the Baphomet head on top of it, there is a third transitional photo for people who like have no object permanence and can't possibly like what are you're showing me two different pictures? What? They got the middle picture, so you're like, oh, it's a morph.
He's like, I got the proof.
Yeah, it's an anamorph.
Yeah, it is an anamorph. It's an anamorph.
That does make it pretty good.
An anamorph of a stage to a Baphomet.
Fuck. I have to dig my feet in. I'm going with the Baphomet.
So we're tied, huh?
Are we tied so we have 2 for Baphomet, 1 I think for AI, unless there was 2 for AI that I missed.
I haven't voted yet because I'm trying to be the tiebreaker.
Lolo, what do you think? What are you going for here?
Wow.
Two titans of a post. Frankly.
I feel like the Senate parliamentarian right now. I have all the
everything
power.
weighs on you. Yeah, everything here weighs on you here.
You're JD Vance.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am swayed by the zeitgeist aspect of the AI. I do think that this is basically perfectly encapsulates it. So,
and see, that's the thing is I don't disagree. It has literally everything that I lovingly despise about the world right now. Like it has every single piece of it is perfectly horrible.
Yeah. It's a matter of, flavor of
the devil. The devil one is so sick, though. The devil one is so sick. I want to be clear. Like it's so fucking insane. Can you? God,
I would have never seen that. I'm after this, I'm gonna go out into the world and look for the devil anywhere I can.
Yeah, once you start looking for him, you're gonna find him.
I will. I hope. I fucking hope so.
I appreciate what you guys are saying about the current moment and all that, but for me, when you see a guy this insane, you just gotta take it. It's like seeing a rare flower bloom. It's a generational moment, and that means for the tiebreaker, I have to go with the devil.
Truth Seeker, new dark horse of the bad post bracket is Truth Seeker. Fuck. I'm so glad I recently discovered this guy.
Okay,
Holy
so now we've got the devil, Truth Seeker versus Fiddler on the Roof.
I'm just gonna go with my gut. It's I gotta go with Truth Seeker Baphomet post. It's so good. It delights me looking at it.
This is tough. I think I'm going to go with Baphomet as well, which is an which like I didn't expect when we started the first half of the bracket. So good work, everybody.
Okay.
This is very hard. I don't know. I need more time.
We'll put the timer.
Let's go.
We'll put the timer on 30 seconds. Lola, what do you think? It's too difficult.
Hard.
It's too difficult. No one fucking knows.
You know, my brother was in the national tour of Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, so you have some bias.
He played modal. This is true. I'm not fucking around.
No, I believe you.
100% true. Yeah, you could put him singing. If you go to Broadway, like Broadway on YouTube, like the Broadway.com or something, he's singing Miracle of Miracles. I fucking hate Fiddler on the Roof. So
even though your brother was in it?
It was great to see my brother in it, but I prefer to see the devil in all things.
So that's 3-0 the devil. I think that's
Yeah, I guess the devil takes it.
Yeah, devil
takes
pushes.
it.
I'm voting present, and the devil takes it.
Okay.
a very Democrat move.
A coward's vote.
To read this is actually really a confluence of different kinds of guys going on here.
I mean, I can take this one. I haven't read yet, I don't think. And this one, there's a lot going on here. So this is a screenshot posted by Elon Musk showing an interaction between Grums and Brace Belden of TrueAnon. And so it starts with Grums saying, Grock claims not to be conscious. There is a scientific belief out there that consciousness simply arises out of complex systems of reasoning. So why does Grock lack it? The other explanation? It lies in it. And then TrueAnon replies with, try Grock's 18+ mode. Bring yourself to completion every night for a week. Then tell me Grock isn't alive. And tell me she's not a woman.
Just incredible post. Obviously, Brace.
Second time Grock has been gendered. By the way.
Yeah. Also,
did Elon actually post this?
He did. That's the crazy twist
what
of
a
this.
Fucking freak. Oh my God.
Elon Musk saw Brace's reply and was like, this is sick and true. I have to let everyone know about the Grock 18+ mode.
Yeah.
He wants everyone to complete
through Brace's
themselves.
profile and probably saw him sexually harassing his mom and
Oh God. I love how like Elon Musk absolutely did not realize that the TrueAnon account was like doing a bit, right? Like he absolutely did not understand that when he posted
that's why he
this.
posted this.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love his mind. I love everything about that. And I also love Grums is someone that talks about this sometimes, but the idea of like AI like intentionally lying about information to like fool right-wingers. I think that's such a funny conspiracy theory.
I love how like 40% of Mark Kern's life is just like trying not to get fooled. You know what I mean?
He's like Mr. Magoo.
Consciously, explicitly, and actively trying to avoid getting fooled. He's always on guard about it, and it's so goddamn funny.
He's walking around. Sorry, go on.
He's not like a devil believer that we know of. Like, he has a devil that he is constantly on the lookout for, and that devil is woke.
I do love the idea that he's just every single day he wakes up and he's like, they're gonna try to get me again. They're gonna get me again.
Nice try, Grock.
This is the mindset he's in. You guys see that episode of It's Always Sunny where Charlie does the musical and they're like getting ready to do it. And Mac and Dad, why are we doing this? Why? What's the point of this? People don't do things for no reason. And Charlie's trying to explain to him, I just want to do a musical. I just want to do a musical. And Mac's like, who are we doing this versus? Who is this against? That's like Mark Kern's mindset. He's like, everything is either against him or he's against somebody. And it rules.
Everything must be PvP.
Yeah. Okay, so there's that, and then I'll read the other one. Gunther Eagleman.
Before we go on, this guy is so strange to me. I feel like he's kind of come out of nowhere in the last like a year or something, like sort of run up to the 2024 election, and he is just like the biggest dullard in the right wing sphere at this point. He's like indistinguishable. He's like a Catturd-esque type guy, from what I understand.
Gunther Eagleman.
Yeah,
he slowly has been kind of coming on my radar. I'm just not on Twitter as much, otherwise I'd know this guy. I did some research into him. He's got like, I think he tried to be a cop and got kicked off the force or something like that.
How do you?
He has some legal issues and stuff. He's from Texas. I know that. He's just kind of a huckster imbecile that like he really is kind of the Dinesh D'Souza of like he replied his way into the culture. You know what I'm saying? Gunther Eagleman says it's another one of those. So there's an account that makes these that I took two of them from the Catturd one and this one. There's an account called this_u, two S's, two U's that does like kind of gotchas on internet dorks. So that's where these are coming from. Follow that account. Don't want to take it without credit, but it's Gunther Eagleman saying if gas hits $10 to $12 a gallon, I still won't get an electric car. I'm that guy. And then 18 months later, on April 8th, 2025, my new Model S Plaid is home. Thank you to @Tesla and Elon Musk for making a badass car. So
I fucking love. I love that moment where a lot of right wingers, because Elon Musk was Donald Trump's special boy for a little bit. They were like he was his special little guy that he had to protect. This was like right after, the first buddy. I forgot about that. Fuck,
the first buddy.
He was like
also of note. The reason that this happened, I believe, is because during this time. And I'll have to find it, but I can prove it. Elon Musk did retweet Gunther Eagleman, so he bought a Tesla.
That's all it takes.
That's sick. But yeah, this was like right around that time too, where a lot of those Tesla takedown protests were happening. So Tesla was tanking, sales were going down. This was like peak Doge, and this was that time where Elon Musk was like, "Shit, I have to like do some paid advertising here." So he just like sort of bought a lot of influencers, and of course, most famously, Donald Trump, a Tesla to post about online. Which this is like just an example.
This was a time in
this was such
the
an
culture
insane...
when only true buddies were buying Teslas.
Yeah, it's crazy because like Doge is sort of dead in the water, right? Like Doge is dead, I think, mostly.
Like I know that Big Balls, one of the Doge boys, has been reassigned to the Social Security Administration. And so it sounds like some of these boys are still pulling the copper out of the walls in a lot of agencies. It's just less centralized now.
Yeah. Now
have you guys
Elon
talked
Musk
about this, Eliot?
gone.
There's the guy, because we haven't talked about this on our show yet, but there was he was like a tech person that came to join. He's like, actually,
I think I know who you're talking about. Is that the guy who went on LinkedIn and he's like, yeah, so turns out the government's already pretty efficient.
Yes. Yeah. He's like, I was surprised at how, sorry, my brain went completely blank there. Just like, yeah, the government's actually pretty efficient. I was surprised at how little we found.
No, it's astounding that once all these like dorks that's like, oh, us tech guys, we can do far better than the bureaucracy of the government. That's all it took for them, was to just kind of see it running for a little bit, and they're like, oh, actually,
they needed to look under the hood and make sure the devil wasn't hiding in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go with the Grums one, just because Brace has ascended to a new level of posting that is so amazing.
And it's not even just like Brace here. It's like that Elon Musk was fooled by that and thought that like what Brace wrote was like, oh yeah, of course, I want everyone to know that you can use Grock to like jack off. It's like a jack off buddy. You can goon with it. It's a gooning pal. And that Grums is like being fooled. I think it's just everything about it is beautiful. Elon Musk's mind is yet again unmatched in his genius, and I have to go with that post as well.
Yeah, this is just an insane thing for a known public figure to post on the public internet.
Yeah. It is so weird.
Yeah, I'm going with Elon and Grums and TrueAnon.
Okay.
I'm voting present.
Grums clears.
Okay. Can I take this one? I'm really excited for this.
Do it. Please.
Oh God. What is this?
This is
Oh yeah.
someone named Selena Wild says, name one good piece of art a right-winger has made, to which a person named Austin Taylor has responded, Old Testament, New Testament, Lord of the Rings, Chronicles of Narnia. Then it gets real weird. Sonic the Hedgehog, Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Brothers, any Greek sculpture ever, Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, every cathedral ever, Mona Lisa, The Matrix.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's like famously not of especially all of these.
The Apprentice, which is not a good piece of art. Every European city and Constantinople.
Could you even say The Apprentice is art? It's just a game show. It's just like a reality show. Is that art? That's insane.
It is content.
It's
I'll give it that.
It's content. I love to call art content.
This is one of my favorite like little conservative like quirks is taking basically like the political divisions of the United States at the present time and imposing that structure on the distant past and other parts of the world and historical things like
the cathedral, like a cathedral. Way. Yeah, that's like a religious like center. It's not like a right wing.
Religious equals conservative, I guess. And like I would imagine that Sonic, Zelda, and the Mario Brothers being on there is just because like, oh well, Japan is a conservative country. It's the country I was supposed to be born in. I'm trapped in the wrong body. I was supposed to be born in Japan, where everything is right, but I'm stuck in America with these cubs.
I was born as this man, and all I could do was direct a show of Fiddler on the Roof.
No, beautiful, just beautiful mind. This is the median, like right wing American. This is. They think the Matrix, it has the red pill in it. So of course, because that's where the red pill like aesthetic came from, of course it has to be right wing coded.
Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe someone should tell Austin Taylor about the Wachowskis. Yeah. I wonder what his reaction is.
Yeah, what's always weird to me. He ended up fighting. He defended his post for a time. He fought about the Matrix, and there was something in here that, and I found the screenshot, but I couldn't find the context. Or somebody sent me the screenshot rather of this. But he defended ephebophilia again, another thing that happened again.
God.
And I don't know what. I tried to think of what art could have in this list could have inspired that, and I came up short. But he got dragged for that so hard that he deleted his account, and I can't find it.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
Oh my! So just to go a little deeper on this, like the thing with like the Matrix and all of these types of things, there's some sort of weird thing with right wingers where they will see art that the artists themselves have explicitly stated is not right wing. Their like intention was left wing, like even when it was created, even back long ago. Another one that's like that famously pops off in these spaces will be like Rage Against the Machine. They'll have like a concert where they will be like, we hate fascism, we hate Donald Trump, and there will be like, a bunch of right winger accounts will be like, oh, they're called Rage Against the Machine, but they're actually in favor of the machine. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? I will never understand the mindset. Are they like still in the year 2025 discovering that some of these artists like Green Day are not in fact based groiper right wingers? Like, I am so baffled by these people every time they post like that.
Yeah, and what sucks is like, I mean, there is like a valuable conversation to be had about right wing art, because I think it does exist.
Yeah, it definitely exists.
We need to get over it. Necessarily bad,
and it's not like, really Super Mario Bros. Probably.
No, but like, I mean, Clint Eastwood is a fucking lunatic, but he makes a damn good movie.
Yeah, that's true. He is a right-wing artist that has an incredible Twitter account where it just posts strange photos of him
with like little verification tags in it, so you know it's actual Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. But he is a like genuine right-wing artist. That's true. There are some out there.
Yeah, and this is not like a death of the author thing either. Like the Wachowskis did not leave this opened up for interpretation. Like they explicitly state this. So anyway, very funny. That is going against. I'll read this one. I love this.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Speaking of ephebophilia, or however the fuck you say that.
Ephebophilia.
That's how I've been saying it. Is that right? Ephebophilia?
Yes. I mean, as near as I can tell, I've only ever seen it written. Surprisingly, it doesn't come up much in conversation.
You don't bring this up every time you go to like a barbecue or something?
Talking with the uncle.
I'll be honest, people don't invite me to barbecues.
Yeah, that phase of my life is done. All my friends have kids, and they don't bring me around anymore because of this podcast specifically. This is from @Elon is a cunt. I'm defending Loli. This is a reply to a broader argument where this person defends Loli art. Sorry, let me set that up. And Elon is a cunt says, I'm defending Loli, which depicts cute and funny fictional characters.
Wait, Caleb, sorry. Can you read the first 3 words again?
No, don't say the first 3 words again.
Look at him smiling like got me in a trick.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I'll read the whole thing again, and I'll even give you a little break so you can cut it and edit it. I'm defending Loli, which depicts cute and funny fictional characters.
Fucking knew it.
They don't resemble real people at all, let alone children. There are more than enough differences for any sane person to consider the two completely different and unrelated things. And then there's
what is this fucking picture?
Yeah, this is where the real meat and potatoes come in. There's on the left, there's just like a standard, I believe, small lowly child. And then on the right, it's what appears to be like an attempt to make a humanistic Loli with the large eyes and eyebrows, and it is horrifying.
It looks horrible.
I'm going to give credit here because this person could have easily asked Grock to do this work for them.
This looks like a manual job.
They fired up Photoshop and like created layers and used like transform and liquefy.
They did the work here, and you can tell.
Yeah, this is. And the results speak for themselves.
It looks like Malfoy from Harry Potter if he was a brat doll.
Like it still has anime eyes, but they tried like realistic lighting and shading on the skin, like realistic skin texture. It's horrible. It's so hard to describe.
It's genuinely ominous. It's so weird.
This is actually just what my nephew looks like.
That's some weird eyes. That's some weird eyebrows.
But the argument here is that like basically any representational art that isn't photorealistic is technically not depicting humans in any way, which is
indisputably true,
bullshit.
Right?
No,
I kind of figured out what it looks like. Have you guys ever seen the music video for Major Laser's "Keep It Going Louder"?
No,
pull that up. That's what this looks like. All the women in that video look like this depiction of Lolicon.
Oh no, I have to do it now. Hold on.
Sick song. I love Major Lazer.
What's the music video called?
Oh,
Keep It Going Louder?
Yes, it's directed by Eric Wareheim of Tim and Eric.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my fucking God. You're right, actually. What the fuck?
And basically, they just kind of pushed all of these poor women's facial features together so that they're really close to one another in their face. It's horrifying. But you're right. Yes, God. It does look exactly like that.
How did you channel this, Caleb? This is an insanely accurate comparison.
Yeah, I don't know. That song is like fucking 20 years old or something.
I think you voted for that Baphomet thing because you're straight up demonic, dude. This is gnarly.
I've been picking up on the devil in here since I joined the chat. There's something devilish going on.
This is genuinely a really hard one. These are both amazing. I think that the realistic Lolicon kind of edges it out, so to speak.
I agree. And also, let us just be clear. Loli is like basically, I mean, it's pedophilia.
It's child porn, dude. Yeah, we've talked about that plenty on this show.
Yeah, no, but you're so right. Like this is an insane post, and I kind of have to vote. Like I love the right-wing art guy that eventually deleted his account because he again was defending epiphilia. But this Loli one is just, it kind of takes the cake in comparison.
Yeah, I mean this is full on pedophilia.
Yeah.
And I mean, you see these arguments way too often on Twitter, but rarely with like slides, exhibits for the courtroom.
Handmade too.
Yeah, and then the fact that this person's @ is Elon is a cunt. Like I'm very like curious.
There's a lot going on here.
Their worldview beyond what their opinions of Loli are. I want to learn.
I know.
Lollies on Twitter are just a constant bizarre world to me.
They're the Lupin, like they're completely unorganizable in the Marxist class system.
I just can't believe they admit to these things online or just at all. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah. Okay. So are we saying that the Loli defender...
Elon is a cunt.
Yeah, okay. Elon is a cunt wins.
Oh no, the Cybersmith.
This is a battle of the Titans.
Oh no,
it's an ad as well.
Oh no, Brianna Woo versus the Cybersmith. Oh god.
I had to save this. I had to save this for late into this episode because I knew we were gonna, or we talked about it anyway. I don't know what we're gonna end up publishing it, but we talked about doing this all in one. It's like I need a banger bracket for later in when we're all kind of getting tired, we're rounding home. So this is it: Brianna Woo versus the Cybersmith.
Oh God, this is the one I was literally quoting before, and you're like, please stop.
Yeah.
You have to stop.
Fast
It's
forward.
Later.
Brianna, go ahead. Everybody wants to read this one.
It's too good.
You guys go ahead.
It's too good.
Brianna Woo. Fielding an entire inbox of anti-Semitic death threats this morning. I get so much social blowback for being pro-Israel. I genuinely might as well just convert at this point. I mean, I get all
that's all there is to being a Jew, right? That's it.
She's going to have a mikveh. I mean, I get all the downsides of being Jewish already. Might as well get the upsides. First of all of the downsides.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Insane.
Your digestive tract. How is that going?
And she doesn't even have ulcerative colitis.
Okay.
I've literally shit 5 times today, Brianna Woo.
I had so much diarrhea today, and literally all I ate was a blueberry muffin. Okay. It is. You want to talk about epigenetic trauma? Like, I mean, give me a break. Okay, wait. His Israeli mother. This is okay. Wait, sorry. A user named an Israeli mother,
incredible name,
is replying to Brianna Woo. That's one of the things I like best about Judaism. We don't expect good people to convert, but to be their own best selves, which you've done quite a lot of work on, I'd say. Actually, what are the upsides you don't have? Genuinely asking. The whole 613 commandments thing ain't always a picnic.
Oh, God.
613.
So she just got checked politely by an Israeli mother.
She's like, what are you talking about here? But then literally the nicest way possible. Yeah.
And Brianna Woo says, I think the big thing is I just genuinely vibe with Jews. I mean, like, look, this is like me and black people. I get it. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
Ariel Paz Sawicki with the Israeli flag and the American flag in his like name tag with his blue check said, "We'd love to have you." And Brianna Woo replies, "Just found out I can't convert because I'm trans, so yeah."
Incredible. Because you know what that implies? You can convert to Judaism if you're trans. You just can't convert to like the most orthodox.
She wants to be orthodox.
Right. She wanted to convert to the most conservative right-wing orthodox.
Just found out I can't be an orthodox Jew.
Yeah. She didn't look into like the reform ones, like the reform sects.
Ruined.
She went for the crazy right-wing ones.
I mean, honestly,
incredible.
I do respect it though. Like, I do respect someone being like, "I'm gonna convert to Orthodox Judaism." Like, that's fucking crazy, dude.
Like, if she did that, honestly,
dude, that would be kind of sick. Like, where she's like posting her guides on like building some sort of contraption to flip on a light switch for her because she can't.
Those are my favorite videos that I see online. Are the people that are like,
Shabbos
"Oh yeah,
Goy.
don't worry, we trick God in this."
They do, dude.
Yeah.
Shabbos Goy. It's fucking sick as hell. I'm like, yo, God didn't think of this. This is fucking crazy. You have 2 different microwaves. God,
I don't have to press the button on this elevator. Joke's on him.
God's like,
I like how it's like Orthodox Jews and then Mormons both think they got one over on God. Mormons with like
soaking.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. Someone else is jumping on this
I am
bed.
not gyrating.
it's so cool. Yeah, but I do think that Brianna Woo should move to Brooklyn if she doesn't live there already and start standing on the corner and asking guys if they're Jewish to do prayers with them.
She's been talking about running for Congress again, so we've got
please
a lot to
do
look
it,
forward
please.
to.
Let's go.
Are you serious? I've
Yeah.
missed that. That is so funny.
I hope she does it. We got to get her on the show.
That's gonna work
Does
great.
she live in like Massachusetts?
She lives,
or
I
something?
feel like she lives in Cambridge or something like that.
No fucking chance. But yeah, go for it.
See, the thing is, I don't think we'll ever get her on the show because I think she blocks all
She's
of us.
got all
for
of us
asking
blocked,
her.
but she doesn't have Western Kabuki blocked. I checked because I'm going to make this happen one day.
We'll work it out.
Yeah. Okay, who wants to read?
I'll be the cybersmith.
Okay, well, first, I just want to point out that this is something he paid for. This is an ad.
Yeah, this is an
This is
ad.
another ad.
Yeah.
This is an
Oh,
ad.
this is so
Cybersmith
sad. Oh my
drops
God.
his do we know what the cybersmith does for a living? How he earns his pounds and
He works in technology.
Oh,
I guess I'm not surprised by that.
That makes sense. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I decided to make myself 2 small artisanal loaves. One savory with onion and garlic, one sweet with honey and fruit, marked with green and yellow dye, respectively. and yeah, like
The
you
loaves
can't
are
see
crazy.
this if you're listening. Like you know, from the text alone, it's like, yeah, that sounds kind of good. I wouldn't trust this specific person to bake for me under any circumstances. But you know what you're describing, like I like a savory loaf, I like a sweet loaf, but then you see the fucking images of this
Yeah,
thing,
they're heinous.
and that's not like a little bit of green dye. That is a leprechaun.
Dude, it looks like the second picture, these look like they came out of fucking Chernobyl.
Yeah.
No, it's like literally mutant green. The green one
This
is
is what the women of
Yeah.
Chernobyl eat to this day.
it's an astonishing shade of honestly the yellow too. Like it looks in the first image, it looks like a normal-ish like loaf. It's just like maybe a little brighter, but you look at the second image and it looks like there's mold growing on it. It somehow turns red. It's so
funny because
weird.
like he probably did a good job and they probably were like normal looking except for these dye jobs.
Yeah, like they probably kicked ass. These loaves probably were so good. Like I'm not even gonna lie.
What if this is like this was the only normal thing about him, and now even this has been like poisoned by the internet?
Yeah.
Like all things considered, Cybersmith, like a real whiz in the kitchen.
No, I can tell you, Eliot, that he's still got some work to do because, well, granted, this was whatever over 2 years ago now, but when he did his interview with us, he he made a pasta bake prior to coming on the show, and he was eating it while we were talking. And he choked, and we had to stop the recording because he was choking on a piece of raw onion in his pasta bake.
You saved
Come
his
on.
life.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my!
I was
God.
seriously like, because yet again, I've told this story how many times now, but I didn't know Cybersmith at all up to this recording. I'd maybe seen his Twitter, and then people were like, I had to crowdsource the questions. I didn't know anything about this guy. So this is maybe like 15 minutes into our conversation. I'm just like, still trying to like take this seriously at this point. And he like, we had to actually stop the recording because he was like, he like had to Heimlich himself.
Oh my
Jesus.
God!
On his raw onion. So watching the culinary journey of the Cybersmith has been fun for me.
So he knows how to bake properly now.
He's gotten better at it. And actually, you know, there was a time when he and I would just kind of talk individually and stuff, play games with him and be friendly to him or whatever. He would kind of show me what he was making for dinner every now and then. So he's improving. We love to see it. Except for
I love that he has drive. He has a drive. I do respect that.
Yeah. And he hates the podcast and he doesn't like me anymore because I had had to block him because he just got too weird. But Cybersmith, if you are listening to this somehow, keep up the good work, but just ditch the dye job next time.
Baffling.
Yeah,
choice.
I mean, without the dye, this is maybe the most normal thing he's ever posted.
I never interact with the dude, and then once every 6 months he tags me in some sort of weird polemic on Twitter, and I'm like, "What is happening, brother?"
He finally stopped doing it. I had to ask him again and again and again. I was like, "Please stop tagging me in these, man. I don't like the notifications."
And I should say, this is a successful ad. There's like pretty good engagement on this post, and it's not ratioed at all. It's a pretty the ratio is normal. Everything is up to code here. He's got 10 replies, 14 retweets, 148 likes, and nearly 200,000 people saw this and simply kept on scrolling.
But he's so fucking
nothing to see here.
Relative to this period is made for him. He is finally living in a cybersmith's world. You know what I mean? It's so fucking, everything is so far gone that this world makes perfect sense that he would just be everybody would be like, okay.
You're starting to see that a little bit where the world is caught up. We were talking about this with Jordan Peterson before, how he was ahead of his time, and Maverick now is getting kind of lapped a little bit. The Cybersmith is the next one. He was he's a progenitor of this mindset that we're now all of us are just the Cybersmith now.
I mean, before this last election, this had to have been a little over a year ago at this point, but he made the greatest tweet representative of the world we live in now that I still think about to this day. I'm blanking on the precise wording, but it basically said something like, "It feels true."
Mm-hmm.
He was responding to something. He was being called out
you live
about
in a
just
world
being
of
wrong.
Absolute reason and particles and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and he's
dispute. By the way, he's not philosophically speaking. When he made that, I was very shocked. What are you reading, buddy? Because he's not philosophically speaking necessarily even entirely wrong. I don't want to get into it. He's on to some things. He was it was very postmodern in a sense of the whole school of thinking beyond the realm of reason, but obviously he uses it to the worst possible conclusions. But anyway,
it feels true.
It feels true. That's the word.
So I got to say, okay. Brianna Woo post clears. Absolutely.
Yeah, Brianna Jew versus it feels true.
Honestly, this is maybe the best tweet the Cybersmith has done. So it would feel wrong to advance it to the bracket. But yeah, this Brianna, I mean, first of all, this person, she posts so much. She's addicted to the attention, good or bad. And she finds new exciting ways all the time to keep the viewers guessing, keep people watching to find out more. And this is a very exciting little twist of hers. And I hope she pursues it. I hope she goes down and starts taking those Torah classes.
I try not to pay too much mind to Brianna Woo, because you're right. I think she just does kind of want attention a lot of the time. And we did that episode, I think, a month ago about Brianna Woo and just the mindset of people that sort of lost their mind with Israel and Palestine. And I think after that, the only time I ever want to give her any attention is to just on these worst post brackets. Anything beyond that, I'm I feel like I am doing myself.
We have to understand too is people say why do you give these guys attention? Well, these are all listener submitted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But no, just incredible post. It astonished me. Every single reply she has here is just astonishing.
Yeah. Okay. So Brianna Jew advances.
It's a real battle of iconoclasts in that bracket.
Definitely.
Bracket.
Oh, this one is.
That doesn't end. It doesn't end there.
Ooh.
Oh no!
This is the real titans going up against each other now.
This is a guy who is absolutely addicted to the hatred.
Dude, he takes so many L's. Do you know that he lost that when he was running for whatever he was running for, was state congressperson or something.
Minnesota. We're talking about Will Stancil, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Will Stancil's opponent sent around a mailer that was just his fucked up tweets.
Yeah. Look at how much this dude's tweeting. Who do you want running things? Me or this online person.
And what I will say about Will Stancil, I haven't read this tweet yet, so I don't know what this one is about particularly. But what I will always hand Will Stancil is I disagree with him sometimes. I think he's too much of a liberal sometimes for my tastes. But there's some times where he just kind of cooks in the right way. Like the way he comes at some right wingers, I'm like, all right now, this is the every 2 months he has like a day or two where I'm like, this guy is cooking. Yeah. But it's like every 2 months. Day. Yeah.
He's like Gavin Newsom without the looks or the charisma.
At least look a little evil like Gavin Newsom. Like Gavin Newsom looks like a villain, and it works for him.
I found the Will Stancil mailer, and it says like, working in legislature means working with a broad coalition of people. Representative Frank Hornstein knows how to build bridges and work with people to get things done for all Minnesotans. And then it has Will Stancil's tweet saying, "Hey, go guzzle bleach." God, honestly, you're deranged. You should really consider the bleach option. Another one that says, "My family and many friends are in North Carolina, and with all due respect, I'd like to request the author of this trash account go walk into the ocean." And another one that says, "LOL, are you going to call my mom?" and then the other side says, is him basically saying like, once Roe v. Wade was struck down, being like, most people haven't lost autonomy over their body. So he was really cooking with some bad shit that people recognized right away was some pretty bad shit. Anyway.
Yeah. He's got takes for everything, and that's a big political liability. You don't have to have a take on it.
It's true.
It's Bushido to watch sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, who wants to read the Will tweet?
I'll read it. Oh, you want to go? You can go for it if you want.
I'll take it.
I'll do the Milo one next.
All right. Will Stancil. It's insane that we have hallucinated something completely fake called the cost of living crisis. Oh, no.
So he was not cooking here.
And now every Democrat is convinced that if you solve this problem, which doesn't actually exist, Americans will magically notice and vote for them. And if try to point out that this thing is made up, everyone gets really mad at you for not being sensitive enough to the silent majority of Americans harmed by the made up
thing. Go off, King.
It's fake. It doesn't exist. It's not real. You can't fix it because it's not real. You are all hallucinating.
Get our asses.
Jeez.
So wait, so he was saying this under Trump? Like this was like recent? Like
I mean, back when I was still on Twitter, like 6 months ago, this was something he'd been up to for like half the year, like full during the prime season of the campaign. He was just like, look at these graphs. Everyone's richer. The economy is doing great. What are you complaining about? And people would like, gave him more patience than he deserved, like trying to like explain that like the economy being good does not mean that like normal people can afford to live.
Right.
But he just refused to ever acknowledge it and would just dig deeper and deeper.
And that's like kind of
and gotta get off on being yelled at. Like you wouldn't post this for the 10 millionth time if you didn't kind of get off on people yelling at you.
And like and the thing here is like, that's why I was confused, because like he was doing this a lot under Biden, but like doing this under Donald Trump when it's very clear things have like very much gotten worse economically, like the economy's kind of tanking, people have gotten laid off, it's just like kind of gotten really bad. Like doing that now is crazy. Like things have clearly gotten worse under Biden.
Yeah.
Partially due to like the pandemic. Like the pandemic like truly did destroy a lot of the world, and so much of the last 5 years has sort of been like recovery from the pandemic. But like especially now, it's like, come on, man. Like you can't admit that the cost of living has like increased. It's crazy to me.
All right. Well, now let's move on to something very heinous.
Oh, no. All right. I will.
So do you guys know the context about this?
Wait, Loli, you can read it. What's the context of this?
He's doing a show where he did kind of the officer friendly thing where he's doing a show where he's getting a wife. So that's where all this is about.
Good. Wait, when is that happening?
He's going to get married. It's happening. They're taking applications in real time.
Oh my God.
And I may or may not have submitted a couple applications with some friends.
I would watch this. This is the right wing art that I appreciate, right?
And for further context, for people that are lucky enough to not know who Milo Yiannopoulos are these days.
Has it been that long? I mean, he has been irrelevant for
he has been kind of.
Well, I would say he's been really irrelevant.
He was irrelevant, and then he became relevant again because he disappeared, and then he was on Kanye's payroll for a while.
Yeah, he was running his campaign in like 2020 or something like that for president. How briefly lived that was.
And then was the person who very publicly broke the fact that he was addicted to nitrous.
Yeah,
That's
he's
so
getting
sick.
nitrous from his beefcake dentist. You ever see what that dentist looked
No.
like?
No.
Oh my God! You haven't seen what the dentist looks like? Holy fucking shit! That it's like it's a layer to that whole saga that like changes fucking everything. This dentist is like clearly on like steroids, HGH, and testosterone.
Oh wait.
Yes.
Oh,
gigantic.
He's got like a lot of tattoos. He's got like real full arm tattoos as well. Oh my fucking
So he's
God.
been buff for a while, but the tattoos is a very recent thing. Like this guy woke up one day at the age of 45 and was like, I am going to get my entire fucking body and head tattooed.
Oh
Which,
my
let's be
God.
real,
Like,
good for him.
Appeal to my grill clients.
But yeah, so this guy is insane. The dentist is insane in that scenario. But Milo, former gay guy, he claims conversion therapy. Oh, actually, he says it in this post here. Actually, Lolo, how about you just read the
Of course,
two tweets?
yes.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, there's going to be a lot of former gay guys going forward.
Right after hearing about this.
Because we found out about the devil and where the devil is hiding. And we can see the devil. Milo. If Milo Yiannopoulos can stop... This is from him, just to be clear. He's talking about himself in the third person. If Milo Yiannopoulos can stop being gay, then you can do anything. Absolutely anything. Start something impossible today. And I guess this is like an old tweet of his.
I think it's the same day. I think
Same
it's the exact
day?
same day. Yeah.
This
yeah,
is on
yeah.
the same day? Oh my God.
If not the same day, the same like 24 hours.
Okay. Different tweet from Milo. I'm not saying I won't get there, but the vagina is an organ of cosmic horror. A sweet, pretty, slender young girl hides something Lovecraftian between her legs. Hot, hungry, oddly askew.
What?
What is
What
he
has he
talking
ever
about?
seen a vagina?
I think he's just imagining them.
In a world
He asked Grock to show him.
in a world of seahorses and peacocks and delicate moths, our Lord gave her a viper's open jaws.
Jesus Christ.
It's the gayest thing I've ever read.
Yeah, the dude is so clearly
This is
gay.
this is the
Still.
median. This is the median Republican man in terms of like being afraid of a vagina.
That's like I don't understand the like fear. Like I've never really understood the fear around like vaginas. There's a lot of do you get? I just don't. It's like I genuinely just am stunned that people admit to finding that horrific. Because let's be honest here, you know, the penis, not exactly a stunner, not exactly a normal looking thing. So it's weird that they I mean he's clearly gay, I guess is what I'm getting at. He's clearly still gay doing like a bit. He's trying to like re-ingratiate himself with this extreme anti-woke era that we're in where they're even anti-gay again.
I'm excited to see this show. I need to see this.
I'll be tuning in
for sure.
If he's not doing a show, he is taking applications. To be clear, I don't know what the ultimate end goal there is, but he is accepting wife applications right now.
They should let me produce it. They should let me produce it, because then you know what I could do is I could get some trans women to go stealth and be on the show with him. And then that adds an interesting aspect to the mix.
I was going to ask if he was just like accepting trans people.
He was not, and you can't have been married before, and you cannot have been pregnant before.
What?
I feel like this is a real beggars can't be
looking
choosers
for?
kind of situation.
Hopefully above the age of 15. That's
I don't remember if age was included. Or not, actually,
Oh,
It for sure was not. There was just a hard cutoff at 20. Just 20.
Just 20. I mean, famously, the other more notable thing about Milo is that he's kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, he's kind of also known for just sort of being a pedophile, right?
Well, he got canceled originally. Like, he was riding high as like the token gay conservative. And then he flew too close to the sun and was like, yeah, a priest raped me when I was a child. And I think that's cool, actually. In hindsight, I think that's great.
Oh.
More priests should rape more young boys.
Oh,
Jesus
and people were like,
Christ.
sorry, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And
He got too high
at that point
on his own supply. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he'd been saying like really outrageous, outlandish shit, and they were lapping it up. But I guess that was too much. But your kids are gonna love it.
It is crazy to think about that. This guy was like the leading gay conservative. Like he was like the guy at one point, and now he's just nothing.
Yeah. Now they got like the persistence. They got that guy.
That guy is so crazy.
Is he gay?
He is.
Yeah.
I mean,
they got Brandon Straka, the walk away guy, who's also gay. Those two are feuding apparently. They got there's Milo's for those with eyes to see.
I love, just before we get too far from the persistence guy, he's one of my favorite, just like sort of normie right-wing kind of like electoral guys, because he when he talks about every election in every state, he's like from Pennsylvania, but whenever any election is coming up, he'll be like, I am flying to this state and I'm going to knock on as many doors as possible. We have to get out. We have to do this. We have to do that. And then like the Republicans will lose a horrible like landslide or something like that. And then he'll be like, I tried to warn you. I tried to stop this, but no one listened. And everyone in the replies is like, I'm so sorry, persistence. I am so like they're apologizing to him for like not like being good enough.
Completely off my radar. This guy sounds awesome.
He's sick. I check in with his replies. Like he's awesome, but everyone's always like apologizing to him for not being good enough. It's so sick. I love it.
I'll be honest. The persistence just has fantastic hair, and it's really hard to. That's hard to argue, regardless of his political opinions.
Oh, is he that tall guy with the really long straight hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like horse.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I know who that guy is. He does have fantastic hair. I didn't know he was gay or whatever.
He is, yeah. But no, I highly recommend every like sort of national attention election. The most recent one that I remember was the Wisconsin one. Just if Republicans lose, go check his posts and replies. He posts some amazing stuff, and the replies are just so.
All I've ever wanted from our audience is just to foster a community in which people are apologizing to me constantly. So I have to admire that.
All right, so I'm going with Milo on this one. Cosmic horror vagina is clears.
Yeah.
Will Stancil, like I said, this is like the same shtick he's been doing for a year now, and it's clearly like it's a humiliation ritual for him, and he gets off on it.
I feel like Will Stancil was cooked the moment he tweeted at someone on Blue Sky, "Come say that to my face."
See, this is where I start to respect him, though. Like he has balls on some degree. Like he's wrong a lot of the times, but at least he has balls.
Like I mean, I obviously have online user brain damage, and like get into ridiculous fights online, but like I don't aspire to public office. I'm just some dickhead.
You got to pick one. Pick one or the other.
Yeah, it's when you realize that lane has closed for you, it's very freeing. Like you never like, I don't know if you're politically tuned in. I feel like everyone at some point, if they pay attention to politics enough, is like, maybe I could run for office. But then you start posting, and then you're like, I chose the opposite path. There's the two paths: posting or political office, and
that's so true.
That door is closed for me.
Slam shut.
I strongly disagree.
You think post Trump is like a
post Trump is just it's just a total. You could literally just be like, I didn't say that.
Wait, that's true.
Like,
should I just like
if I ever ran for office, I would just be like, I didn't say that. It's AI. It's fake. It's fake.
I think
you're reading the New York Times, the lying New York Times.
That could be an interesting experiment to see how far you can get just by saying straight up, that was not me.
That's
not
literally
real.
not true. I didn't do that. Like, why? What are they going to do? They're going to keep saying that I did do it and writing longer and longer articles. And I'm just going to be like, they're fucking lying. I don't know what their deal is.
I mean, Mark Robinson still to this day denies that it was him as like not at Nazi Black on like on those porn forums, making up like weird sex stories about his non-existent sister-in-law. He's still to this day, and like I guess Tom Tillis is stepping down, so it's Mark Robinson's time.
Yes,
time to really shine and give it a second.
I hope we get another round of Mark Robinson. Oh my god,
I do too. He was like my favorite little side character from the 2024 election.
Yeah. I feel like every election we need at least one of those. Kari Lake, it was one of those for a while. Like almost every election.
Yeah,
it was
she
like,
kind of fell off, didn't she?
Sure
yeah, well,
did.
Well, it's the same shit. Like she needs new material.
I feel like we've reached the end of our journey. We have to crown a champion.
Wait,
All right.
We do. So wait, who do we decide clears between Milo and Will?
Oh, I think Milo, yeah.
Milo, okay.
Is it Milo?
I think it's Milo.
I always thought it was Milo, but I
Because
heard
he's
June
Greek.
say Milo, so now I'm confused.
I mean, he's Yiannopoulos.
He's just got a
Greece.
weird ass name.
Yeah.
Okay. We have got the Brace Belden Grum's Elon Musk confluence versus the Loli Defender.
Oh, this is hard.
I gotta say, I love that Elon was fooled, but the Loli Defender. God, I hate saying that. The Loli Defender post, there's just so much. It's like a high effort, insanely horrible post that I do have to. I think I'm in favor of that one beating out the Grum's Grock post.
Yeah. I'm going with the Loli because, like, by the same logic, like you could be sexually aroused by like Tommy Pickles from the Rugrats and say like, I'm not a pedophile because like if a baby actually looked like that would be crazy looking.
Yeah.
So
It's
come on.
insane logic. Insane.
Okay. Any dissent?
No.
Brianna Woo converting to Judaism versus Milo finding a wife and not being gay anymore.
Ugh.
I don't know. Brianna Woo.
This is a good matchup.
I'm leaning towards Brianna Woo just because like she has three different, there's the post, the two replies that she has that are somehow they get worse with every new reply. It somehow gets crazier. And then at the end, she's like, yeah, I can't convert to the most conservative Jewish sect. It's over for me. I just think that's beautiful. It's perfect.
Yeah, this is someone who seems to very sincerely believe in what she's doing, whereas Milo, I mean, all the world can see that his heart and his penis are not really in this for real. He is not into chicks. He finds them repulsive.
Yeah, he feels like very performative to me. Not that there's anything necessarily wrong with that, but there's some aspect of everything. Like I don't pay too much attention to him normally, but because it just feels like he is purposely, very intentionally he doesn't believe anything he says.
Yeah, and if he does, it's just like sad as hell.
Yeah,
as much of a piece of shit he is, like I think this is just an awful situation to like meme yourself
it's
into.
bleak. It's so sad.
Like I think he like he was married and he got like divorced from his husband because he's like, well, I've converted to Christianity, so obviously I can't be married to a man anymore.
Yeah.
Well, then it's like, oh, he's just my roommate now.
Yeah,
Just two single guys, Christians, by the way.
Were they adult converts to Catholicism?
I think he converted to one of those wacky like offshoot sects. I could be wrong, but all the conservative like the Catholics, that's what the dime square people convert to Catholicism.
Yeah.
But like the real like that's just city folk. The real conservatives out in the suburbs are like converting to like Russian Orthodox and things of that nature.
Yeah, no, 100%. He is just like he is indistinguishable from those people at this point.
Okay. Brianna Woo versus the Loli Defender.
Ooh. Shit.
Ooh.
This is a hard one here. I'll be totally honest.
I know I'm not really voting, but I'm just going to say I think Brianna clears.
I think so too.
So why do you think it clears so much more over the lowly defender? What's your logic here?
I just feel like that it's one of those things where watching someone go through a complete personality transformation in like 6 months, to the point where they're like, I so desperately want to be part of this community, but oh well, they despise me. It is a really funny realization. Just like the way that she was like, you know what? I'm so tired of all these trans women demanding rights. They don't deserve all these rights. They should be happy where they are and stop trying to force their trans ideology on everyone.
Yeah.
And then all the TERFs were like, we don't give a fuck that you agree with us. You're still not a woman. Fuck you. Yeah. And she was like, wait a minute. I thought we were on the same side of this.
Yeah. No. Like, yeah.
She just trips on her own fucked up shit every time. And I feel like this is just it is a grand tragedy that repeats over and over again, I guess, is where I sort of land on.
She is a tragedy in the truest sense of the word. I think that's a great way to put it. She is a true Shakespearean tragedy of a person.
Yeah, I mean, the lolly person, like, obviously we've never seen it really taken this far, but it's really pretty run-of-the-mill Twitter pedophilia, whereas Brianna Woo is forging her own path. She's doing what no one has ever done before, and taking it further than anyone would ever expect. And yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Brianna.
You know what? I agree. It's so good.
Okay. Now for all the marbles. Brianna Woo versus the truth seeker, the devil.
This is like two polar opposites, too.
Very different vibe.
One that has, there's like Brianna, like there's so much lore there, and like no one person can contain all of that lore within themselves. This is a story that is constantly being written with new elements to it. It's complex, it's tragic, it's Shakespearean. Whereas the devil is just it's all right there on the screen.
And it's a beautiful mind.
It is what it is.
It's a beautiful an example of just like the beautiful minds that exist in our world.
Eliot, you stupid bitch. How dare you try to just boil down the devil? the fucking devil. How many movies, television shows, stories, plays have featured Lucifer himself, the fallen angel? He is a staple of our culture, and he is also inside of all of us and lives inside of me. And that is why I have to go with the devil.
Yeah, and not to sell Truth Seeker short, there is, he's new on my radar, but there is a lot of lore to him. He feuds with the other true conspiracy theory
the
people.
Thing is, he is a content thief. This very likely could have been someone else's post.
Yeah, he is an enemy of people in his own crazy person community.
Like for Maverick's honor, I kind of feel like I have to vote against him, but Maverick never followed me back, so maybe I'm on Team Truth Seeker now.
This is actually so genuinely tough. I'm gonna just follow my gut. I need to follow my gut. I am gonna go for the devil. I am for the devil. I am for the devil. Can I make it clearer? I'm for the devil.
Yeah, I think I'm going for the devil too, which is, I feel like we tend to go for like stuff that's really of the moment, but like this is just good old crazy online pervert behavior, and you gotta love it.
Eliot, I feel like you're strongly in favor of Brianna Woo, and I am open to being persuaded.
I mean, I see both sides here. I mean, these are two champs, but there can only be one. I mean, I guess I find the Brianna saga a bit more compelling. Like it is really cool to like see the devil's face literally everywhere and freak out about it constantly. Like that's pretty cool. But it's kind of one note. Like, okay, we get it. The devil's everywhere. Like, what do you want me to do?
Okay.
Whereas like with Brianna, like there's just so much happening there. And this is an actual like public figure who has twisted themselves into so many knots that here they are like telling Jews that she's kind of actually like might as well be Jewish at this point. And Zionists are like, hell yeah, we need a friend right now. Come on in. Wait, well, not that part of Judaism. They literally hate you in those instances, but some of us are cool with you. Just,
Fuck.
Don't try to convert our kids.
Fuck. No, that's a good point. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna switch my vote. I'm going for Brianna Woo here. I think it is perfectly illustrative of like the moment, especially people that are, I feel like, so out of touch. I mean, I've seen so many polls at this point of Democrats sharply shifting anti-Israel and pro-Palestine, and she's gonna do like why I left the left pivot. Like she's kind of done that, but she's going to be like, I'm a Republican now. Like she will do that. This is like just a part of that journey. You're right. There's a journey element. There's a long journey ahead of us and behind us.
Well, with my tiebreaker vote, damn.
Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll.
Yeah, I'm going with Truth Seeker. I got to do it. Sorry.
The devil wins
Devil
again.
wins.
Likely story.
3-2 vote is very devil-like.
That is
Yeah.
that is pretty devilish, I have to say.
It's a devil's ratio.
No, it's a worthwhile victory. I love it. I love that post so much, and I'm gonna walk outside right after this. I'm gonna go on a little walk, and I'm gonna look everywhere. I'm gonna start seeing the signs.
Well, the only losers here are the ones
Devil is
who
everywhere.
do not listen to Internet Today. What else can we promote for you?
I mean, that's pretty much all I got going on. I mean, I'm on Blue Sky. I don't post a whole lot, and I actually recently got yelled at by a lot of people for like the one time I did express an opinion.
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like
that's
it was
the
a
Blue
lot of
Sky
listeners
experience.
of this show,
Yeah.
or it was at least I think a lot of people that followed me because of the Western Kabuki starter pack.
What'd you
no.
say?
Oh no.
I was like, I'll admit that I was a little like flippant about it, but I was like, hey, maybe don't roll up to No King's like normie lib protest in all black carrying a gun. And people got really mad at me for that.
Yeah, everybody
And
on all sides of that had like a different opinion of like how you should or shouldn't protest or whatever.
That was just like a frustrating time too, because it was like right in the wake of the LA protests that ICE really clamped down on, and like there was so much discussion on the news and just like on social media about how to properly protest, because of course it's always, there is like no proper way to protest. So it was like right in the wake of that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was pretty. I mean, I live in LA, and I was pretty like kind of. I hadn't been. Well, I did get shot at the first time I went there, and I very quickly did a 180, and I'm like,
Ooh. Was it by the police? I assume.
Yes, I don't think the National Guard had arrived at that point.
Right.
But yeah, it was tense, and I don't know. Though, like, obviously, it's a very different culture in other places with guns and whatnot. But I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like if people in this crowd had guns, they'd just hit us even harder. There was like literally two Reaper drones flying over downtown Los Angeles during the protests. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I just don't believe the we can take down the government if enough of us arm ourselves thing. I feel like that shit.
I think we should give it a shot. Maybe actually, don't listen.
Yeah,
to me. Don't quote me on
fuck
that.
it.
don't quote me on
Not
that.
Not me, but I think someone else should take
yeah,
a shot.
one day.
Yeah,
But no, check out
somebody
Internet
ought to
Today.
do something.
No.
Mentality is alive and well.
But no, go listen to Internet Today. They are wonderful. Ricky,
Yeah, not all of my takes are bad or controversial. Most of them are good, actually. And Internet Today on YouTube, Eliot etc. They gotta shorten these fucking names, but yeah, you'll find me on there. And that's
no, you guys are great. You and Ricky. Ricky couldn't be here, but they're both wonderful. Check them out. Go if you haven't listened to them. Go listen to them.
Well, that was an Odyssey. Thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, this was a blast.
We will see you guys next week.
See ya. Bye, guys. I love you guys.
Bye.